Hey! Thank you for joining us for it's our Friday weekly chat. And we did say that on Wednesday that we were going to discuss some of the items that got missed in our last week Friday chat because our audio got messed up. So if you all are on and you find that the audio is not working, please let us know. Give us a shout or send us a DM to let us know that the audio isn't on. Okay? All right. Hey, Denise. Hi. Thank you for joining us. So last Friday, we were talking about ordering. And I know this is something that we've kind of briefly discussed before. But I think we need to possibly discuss it again because it was kind of a good chunk of last Friday's chat. Which is, if your wedding is in, which we kind of did talk about last Wednesday.
We did. Yeah, at the very end of that, that live, we did talk about if you are a bride and you are getting married in September, October, or November, you do not have a dress for your day, you must buy your dress now.
Yeah.
So because the more time that you wait, the less options you have.
Yeah, usually, generally speaking, sometimes designers will have a couple of different dresses in varying sizes, just kind of waiting for someone to kind of pull just for an emergency.
But it's not a lot of them.
But it's not a lot of them, and they're only in particular styles. They're not like every single style that's available to us. So it really limits your options. Yeah. It really does limit your options and what's available. Sometimes you have to figure out what a shop may have available off the rack. Like if they're selling off samples, that may be a solution for you. But again, the pickings are slim as far as what people have available, especially if you're a curvy girl and you have a curvy body. There are even more limitations as far as availability.
The longer you wait. So although we totally get it, understand that that you may be a bride that wants to lose another 10, 20, maybe even 30 pounds, and you're like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
I'm gonna, my wedding's in October, but I can do it by July. I can do it.
That's
That's
not the moment.
And I'm with you, girl. In a other type of circumstance, sure, go for it. But because you have an event that's happening in October, November, or even September, and you are everything is actively working towards that date.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to pull the trigger. And the thing is, and that kind of goes into our next topic, is even if you lose the weight, you buy your dress now, it's February, and you buy your dress now, and then like July you did lose 30 pounds. For us and our dresses here, we've dealt with that before, and we know seamstresses that can make that happen.
Make that work and
now,
make
if
that happen
now there are some, like some shops will say, well, I can't do, we can't do that because or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's their prerogative.
There is a general, consensus out there that says, you can't go down more than 3 sizes for a dress. Well, at the end of the day, the dress is fabric and it can be cut. It's not like it's a mold that can't not be moved and flexed to,
right.
It's clothes. So it may cost a little bit more. Yeah. It may, require a little bit more effort on your part, going to more than just 2 fittings to make the dress work.
Yeah.
It is possible. It is fabric and beading and lace, and it can be adjusted to fit you. It may not be as convenient. But
excuse me.
Considering the cost and benefit, I would err on the side of caution and going ahead and getting your dress and losing the weight, as opposed to waiting, losing the weight, and then finding a dress and your wedding is in 2 months.
Now, we've in the past, we've had, because we do this every day, we love what we do, we're problem solvers, so, we do get brides that do come in with a last minute request like that, and sometimes we're able to
make
make it
work.
happen and be your fairy
Absolutely.
godmother.
Yeah.
But there's more times than not, it's like, ooh, this is what we got.
This is what's available to
Yeah.
you, and this is what you have to choose from, and you're gonna have to choose from these, items that we have available to you to get to you in time.
Right.
And it's not the funnest feeling in the world.
No, because we like to make it
We
happen.
like to make it
child.
happen, and we like to make you happy, and we don't want you to settle. We never, ever, 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 ever. Your
Just
wedding
like you
dress
didn't- yep.
is just like you didn't settle for your
Fiance.
fiance. You never ever
Right.
want to settle for your wedding gown.
Yeah, you don't.
And we don't want you to either.
Right.
So please understand, we don't want you to settle. So plan in advance. Make sure you make your financial arrangements in advance. Don't wait. Don't try to lose the weight first before you go out to find your gown.
Or try to find,
Or-
or even if your budget, because I know weight and budget are a lot of stress points for a lot of brides. So even if your budget, you got to bring down your budget to a price that you can comfortably afford, do that.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to
save and make it happen for a dress that
Right.
just is too difficult.
and it'll
we
make
can-
it too stressful.
And we can figure out a way to give you what you need and what you want at the price point that you're looking for. Now, we may not be able to do it for $200. Let's be realistic now.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
don't have gowns for $200. We don't have gowns for $500. We do have a payment plan in place where, we don't have to run your credit and do all that stuff. There is a fee attached, of course, but we can work with you. You just have to communicate with us and let us know, okay?
Yeah, we're
Just
real reasonable
FYI.
folks.
Yeah.
Real reasonable folks.
Yeah.
And so on most of our dresses, it was in that Friday chat last Friday. Most of our dresses on average are $1,200 and up. So keep that in mind, even if you are a bride just shopping in general. $1,200 and up. And at most stores, some stores have payment plans, but for the most part, it's pay in full.
Yeah.
If there is a payment plan of some kind, there may be a credit check or a fee attached to that.
Right.
So with your team, discuss those things. I know that's a very
It's a
tender
hard,
conversation.
spot, and you may have to plan it out. You may have to say, okay, I need to get a group of people together. Find out if people are willing to support you financially in portions of your dress, and then ask them how much they're willing to contribute. And then give them a deadline to say, I'm going to need your contribution by this date so that I can order my gown. You kind of have to plan it out. Don't just kind of leave it up to chance and say, okay, mommy, we're here, and how much we gonna spend? You don't want to ambush people and put them on the spot. You want to be very clear about what you're contributing to your own dress and what your team, your tribe are going to contribute, and have that kind of firm set in stone so that there isn't a lot of confusion and discussion and miscommunication and dashed expectations.
Disappointment.
We've seen a lot of brides come in and their mom said one thing, and then she gets here, she actually finds a dress, and then mom was like, oh, I wasn't ready for this. And they have to leave. They have to walk away.
Because they have to talk to dad.
Because they have to talk to other
and they have
people.
to talk to grandma.
Because mom didn't think that they would actually find something that day or whatever. And it causes a lot of disappointment.
And then our brides, in those cases, just look at us and like, oh gosh, I found what I really want, but now I don't
can't
know.
have it. I don't know if
I can even afford that.
Yeah.
And we do not put you in dresses that are above the budget that you specify to us. But again, we're here to serve you
and to help you.
So we weren't part of those
Previous
conversations in the car
we don't
about
know
your dress.
all that stuff.
So,
all we're doing is working off what you tell us.
so.
And if you don't communicate to us that really I'm not ready to buy today, then just say that. We're not the store that pressures you and says, well, why can't you buy today?
Well, what if you
I'll give you a
lollipop if you do.
We're not those people. So if you communicate to us and say, oh, well, I'm not buying today, and we'll be like, okay, great. We can just put you in a couple of things to give you an idea of what it is you're really looking for. And then we can set a return appointment if that's what you want to do. You know, we're really easygoing.
We're easygoing.
You don't have to have
reasonable.
the expectation that when you come in here, I have to buy something. Because we will literally ask you, like, are you ready to purchase today? Or is there some hesitation? Is there someone that needs to be here in order for you to make a decision today? Then that's your opportunity to say, well, I'm not really ready to buy. I may need some time. That's cool. We're used to that. That's okay for you to say. Okay? And we're okay with that. And again, you can always set a return appointment when you're ready. Right? No pressure.
No pressure at all. Because, you know, shopping for a wedding dress is a bit different than shopping for other attire. So, you know, have those conversations up front. And then, you know, the alterations piece. I mean, alterations can range from $50 for a bustle that can go all the way up to, you know, to
like
almost
$1,000
or even more,
$2,000
for a whole reconstruction. So, you know, when you ask us those questions, we can't. When you come in, we'll put you into some gowns. But when we talk about alterations, it really does run the gamut depending on what you want
And the
need and how specific of a need or what you have. So, you know, that's something that I don't know if a lot of shops share that with their brides, that we will tell you, like, okay, well, the straps, you know, need to be taken in, and the bust cup, which usually happens, it needs to be taken in, so roughly it'll cost around this. But we do not provide any written, we don't write down any of our prices because they change. Honestly, our designers change our pricing twice a year, approximately,
at least,
and we do not have control over that. And two, you know, designers do discontinue gowns twice a year or
at
more.
Least, or
so
more.
You know, we could walk in on a Tuesday and a gown has all of a sudden disappeared,
or a veil,
or a belt,
or
you know.
whatever, and
so
we have to consistently
so
go back
if you
and
see
recheck.
something that you are like absolutely like, if once I try it on, that's it, go get it. Go get your dress, whether it's at Curry Rose or elsewhere, because you may not see it again.
And there's
just
only
being
a
honest.
short window that we have once a gown is discontinued. There's only a short window that we have to continue to order that particular gown before it's no longer going to be made by the manufacturer. So, I mean, we've had instances where we get the notification and we call a bride and say, okay, your gown is about to be discontinued. You're going to need to order within the next 4 to 6 weeks or else you will not get your dress. And that has happened before, and they came back immediately and got their dress before it was discontinued.
But then there have been some,
and that didn't, and they missed out. So you really do have to take that into consideration. We don't have a lot of control over what's made and time frames that it's made and how much it costs and all those things. We're an authorized retailer. We don't make our own garments. We don't make our own gowns. And therefore, we have to abide by the rules of folks that allow us to sell their gowns to you. Okay, so.
And it takes about 4 to 6 months for your dress to be made. And honestly, you know, for our curvier girls, it usually takes around that much amount of time.
Hey, Ashley. Hey, girl.
So again, if you see something that you really love and you know you're like, oh my gosh, I think this is my dress, but I got to get my mom on board, handle that conversation that we discussed earlier and get back to ordering your dress, because again, within 2 months, 3 months, however, you know, it may not be here, and then we feel bad because we can't make the magic happen for you, you know, and so and then it becomes of, can we find a replacement or something that's similar, or you know, can we create a jacket that looks like the one that you had before, and then that ratchets up your budget, you know, and so
and it just leads to more disappointment
and we're not in the business of doing that. If we wanted to disappoint people, we definitely wouldn't have gone into bridal.
No, we would not.
If, you know, we are all about the joy, love, romance, and being beautiful,
and
you know.
and the
So
sparkle and the glitter and all the good
Woo,
stuff.
starry eyes in the sky.
And love.
Okay,
you
so
know?
come in
Yeah.
here, feeling lovely and warm and fuzzy,
Yeah.
and leave the same way. That's
Exactly.
really
That's
what
what we want.
that's what we want,
Mhm.
So anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, second thoughts. Is there anything that you want to mention about second thoughts?
Yeah, we sometimes get brides that have some slight second thoughts about their dress. They come in, they love it, and then they leave, and then they're like, well, or they want to come back in and look for more dresses, and I'm like, no.
Oh, we'd love to do that.
Oh yes, Curvy Brown Bride, we love that. We love that.
We'd love to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, and so sometimes, if you are having some slight second thoughts about your dress, like say if you want to make some small minor changes, we can definitely do that. But I would caution our brides against continuing to look after they've purchased.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you for the reach out. Yeah. But after they've purchased, we don't keep looking because you have FOMO. You're not I'm missing out on anything.
And when you go to those weddings, because girls I know,
and people get competitive and they're like, oh my God, now I gotta go out and buy another dress. Oh my God,
because this is what she did.
because this is what. Oh my God.
You know how we are,
Yes,
women.
because we are very competitive.
You know how we are.
We are. Call us. Let's talk about it. Let's chat about it. I mean, we've even had a bride who went out and bought a whole nother dress from somebody else, and it was a dress that we had.
She didn't even
She
know
didn't even know we
it.
had it. She
didn't
could have
even
called
know.
us and let us know that she was planning to buy another dress, and we could have gotten the dress for her, but she went somewhere else, and yeah. And she didn't tell us, and then all
we
of a
could have
sudden,
we could have maybe taken the dress that she
maybe,
bought
or
figured out. I don't know.
something. I don't know what we would have done. But
we are
could've
problem
figured it-
solvers.
We could have figured it out for her to make it work.
Problems. Yep.
And then we saw her wedding pictures, and we're like, wait, we didn't give her that.
And then we just kind of felt like,
And we
ooh,
felt a little, look.
I mean, and those things do happen. They
do,
do, and we
we're
don't
not
take it
offended
personal.
by it. We don't take it personally, not one bit. But at the same time, we wish we could have been given the opportunity to help you. We're not horrible, overbearing people. We're not offended. If somehow you're having second thoughts, we'll definitely say, okay, what's the problem? Where did we go wrong here? But at the same time, if you really, really, really want another dress, we'll try to work out something with you so that you can get what you really want. And that's not to say that, we do refunds and all that stuff, because that's like a whole nother situation.
It's part of the rules of the designer
Part of the
thing.
rules of the designer. We can't just take a dress back and send it back to the designer after you've walked out with it, or after you've purchased it, or after you've ordered it, for that matter. Once you order it, that's it. Like, once we put it in the system, we can't take it back. But we can, obviously definitely help you out, right? So,
The more information that we have about the situation, the more that we can help. Just like, any good service, any good business,
anybody, they really want to help you,
you.
and we're here to help you to make your day special. We're on this journey with you in this special moment in your life. So we really want to
because even for some ladies, it's just putting the dress back on. It's like, okay, I bought the dress. Can I put the dress back on? I know we ordered it and it won't be here for 2 months or 3 or whatever. To remember the moment, and because those pictures that you guys take with those phones,
those camera phones don't do it justice.
And this is just one little caveat before we have to go. Please invest in good photography. Almost
Yes!
other than you being the bride that everybody looking at. Please invest in good photography.
And we happen to know some really awesome
and at different price points too. At different price points too. So please do
Ashley
not.
Nicole Photography.
There you go.
Yes.
She's one of the best.
She's one of the best we've ever worked with.
Please do not skimp on that.
Do not. And there are different packages and price points that she can work with you on. Please understand. Please understand that photography is so important.
Please don't have your people taking pictures with their camera phones. Don't do that.
Some friend who got a camera.
Because 10 years from now, you will regret it.
You will. That is the one thing.
You will regret that.
That is the one thing. Yeah, you really will.
Sincerely. I mean, I'm sharing from what I speak.
She's speaking
and
from
so
experience.
I don't do that because that's what you show. You know, if you decide to have children, that's what you show your kids. Or even if you don't have kids, that's what you show your nieces and your nephews, and that's what you show. Like, you know, when you're 70 years old and you're looking back on your life, don't cheat yourself out of the photographs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
End of rant.
I think we talked enough.
They are your first family heirlooms.
I mean,
you, Ashley. Yeah.
I mean, we've looked through our parents' albums, and
All
you know,
the time.
it used to be where everything, you know, because we didn't have Insta. You know, it's the camera, it's the photograph type thing. I mean, people really were like, okay, we got to get a photographer because you're only going to get 2 pictures of this event.
Yeah.
And that is so precious because when you have like a wildfire or they get their fur babies, and then doggone
and the pictures.
They, you know, like all the clothes and the shoes that you bought. I mean, but those photographs
are so important.
You get your babies, your fur babies, and the pictures. I mean, that's just real, you know.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
My nod to wildfires were from California.
Yeah, we're from
so sorry,
California.
Atlanta.
So wildfires are a little bit more
people
prevalent
like, what's
there.
A wildfire. I know people burn some leaves out here, but that's not a wildfire.
It'll just rain and it'll calm down.
Sorry.
But we did. I mean, literally, our homes were about to be evacuated at one point from a wildfire.
Yeah, so. we lived in the dry brush.
We lived in dry brush with
drought,
burning embers flying about and catching roofs on fire.
And it's not fun.
Stuff.
That's not funny.
It's
but
not.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
We don't mean it to
context.
be facetious.
No,
we're saying it in context. We do.
Yeah.
We're from another place, and therefore we're used to. That
in an emergency,
you run in a fire, you get your heirlooms and you run out. But at any rate, off topic.
Had to clear that up. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, but no, wildfires are a real thing, and we've experienced that. So yeah. So anywho, thank you, Terry Ann, for joining us. But yeah, thank you all for joining us today for our Friday chat. We hope we gave you some valuable information that you can take with you and carry when you come visit us or any of the other bridal shops you're planning on visiting in the near future. We will be back on Wednesday at noon. And, thank you. We try. My sister. But yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday for another live chat. And we hope you have an awesome weekend. We know the sun is shining here in Atlanta, at least for the next couple of days. And yay. It's warmed up a bit. Stay safe out there, and we will see you soon. All right?